Okay, we are going to convert some measurements. So here's just a general reminder of quite a few conversions you should know. So you can go through those, write those down. Those will be handy later on. Then we'll jump into an example. So we want to know how fast a cheetah runs in miles per hour when we know yards per hour. So we're going to start with this 105,600 yards per hour as our first fraction. So notice our label has a fraction bar, so that's where our number is separated as well. So 105,600 yards over 1 hour. Notice in our final answer, the hour stays the same, so we don't need to worry anything about that hour, but we do need to change yards into miles. And when you multiply fractions, remember that you can always cross-cancel things. So in order to cancel off that yards, we have to multiply by another fraction with yards on the denominator. And based off of our previous page that listed all these conversion factors, we know that there are 1,760 yards in 1 mile. So our labels would cancel. We can multiply across the top, which gives us 105,600. Multiply across the bottom, which gives us 1760. And when you divide the two of those, you get that this cheetah runs 60 miles per hour. Okay, here's a similar problem, but it takes it a few steps further. So we have this gym, and the dimensions are 8.5 meters by 14 meters. And they want to resurface the gym floor. So they're going to put all these square mats down. And each square mat is 110 centimeters on each side. They have already purchased 95 mats, and they want to know, is that enough to cover the floor? So we're going to start by finding the area of the gym. So we take 8.5 meters by 14 meters, which gives us 119 square meters. But notice that our gym is in meters and our flooring or our square mats are in centimeters. So we're going to take this meter squared and change it into centimeters, excuse me. So we start with 119 meters squared over 1. In order to cancel this meters squared, we have to have two fractions with meters on the denominator because this is technically meters times meters. Okay, so two fractions. And the comparison between a meter and a centimeter is that there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So we do that twice and get that our gym is 1,190,000 square centimeters. Okay, so this is the area of the gym floor. We know the size of the mats. So to find the area, it is a square. So we take 110 times 110. And then we know we bought 95 mats. So when we do 95 times 110 times 110, we get 1,149,500 square centimeters. And knowing that this is the size of our gym floor and this is how many mats we have, we do not have enough mats to resurface the gym floor. Okay, here is an example. We have a car driving 75 miles an hour and we want to know how many feet per second is that. So again, we start with what we know, so 75 miles over 1 hour. And this time we need to change both labels. So we're going to start by canceling off this mile by putting mile on the second fraction in the denominator. We know 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Again, I put feet because that's what our ending label needs to be. Then we have to change from hours to seconds. So hours is on the bottom of our original fraction, so it needs to cancel on the numerator. And we're changing into seconds. 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. Therefore, now I can multiply straight across and divide by the denominator. And I would like you guys to give me that final answer in feet per second. Maybe. All right. Lastly, we have a swimming pool that is being filled. The hose that's filling it fills at a rate of 41,472 cubic inches every hour. We know the volume of our pool is 1,104 cubic feet. And we want to know how long is it going to take us to fill this pool. So we're going to start by converting this cubic inches into cubic feet. So again, we start with what we know. In order to cancel off inches cubed, I have to have 3 conversion factors. Okay, we're changing it into feet, so that's why feet goes on top. 1 foot is 12 inches, so I do that 3 times. When you multiply across the top and divide by the denominator, you get 24 cubic feet every hour. Okay, so now we know this is the volume of our pool. This is how fast it's being filled. In order to figure out how many hours we need to fill it, we're going to take our volume divided by our rate and get that it will take 46 hours to fill the pool.